Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is how Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now, in this video, we are looking at decimal fraction. This is the first of this playlist, and then I'll use it to introduce you to decimal fraction. Subsequent ones will be into details. So let's quickly go into it. So when we talk of decimal fractions, you see, a decimal fraction, as you can see in the notes on the screen, is a way of presenting fractions using base 10 place value system. You get it? We do that instead of writing fractions like 1 over 10. You see? So instead of writing the normal fraction notation, which will give us 1 over 10, then we just write them as 0.1. Get it? 0.1. Now you have to take note that if we have a decimal such as 0.1, the decimal is separated, or let me say the digits you have in the decimal are separated by a decimal point. And this here is the decimal point. With this being the decimal point, the digits to the left hand side is a whole number. So this here is a whole number. You get it? And then the digits to the right hand side, this here represent your fraction. It represents your fraction part. You get it? So for a decimal notation, we have the whole number, which is this first one here, the decimal point, and then the fraction part. Now, if we want to understand decimal fractions, then we need to understand its place value system as well. So let's look at the place values in decimals. So talking of the place value in decimal system, let's take this decimal over here. So we have 3 point, let me say 257. So for this decimal over here, now, as I said earlier on, the first digit here is the whole number. You see, so you use the normal place value system if you have more than one digit in your whole number. That is your ones, tens, hundreds, and then what have you. So the normal place value system is used for the whole number. Hence, we'll just denote that as a whole number. So this here is whole number. So as you can see, I've clearly written that our first digit is our whole number. Now, if that is our whole number, we have said that this here is our decimal point. Now we go to the decimal, the fraction part. That is where things begin to change. So for the first one here, we call it the tenth. The tenth. And the tenth here is spelled T-E-N. That is your normal 10. Then you add T-H to it. Okay. So let me write that. So this is it over here. Tenth. You get it? Now the next one is the hundredth. Hundred. So it's just the same spelling as 100, but you add th to it. So let me write that also over here. HUNDRED, the normal 100. Then we put th. You see, to hundredths. You see, and that is the place value of the next digit in this case, which is our 5 over here. So it goes on and on and on. You see, and by now I do hope you can see the trick. So from 10th, 100th, from 100, where do you go to? We go to the thousandth. So 1000. You see, and that will be the place value of the next digit, which in this case is our 7 over here. So let's go over it once again. We said the first digit's place value we use the whole number system's place value. That is if you have more than one digit over there. After which you have your decimal point. Now, after your decimal point, the digits on the right hand side have place values with what th at the end. So the very first one being tenth, being what? Tenth. If we get to changing decimals into fraction, you get to understand why it is tenth. It is tenth because over here it is actually over a 10. So that is 2 over here, it's over 10. That is a 2 over 10. You see, 2 over 10. That is where you see this 2 over there. Then the 5 over here, which is our next digit, is the hundredth. Because over there, if you want to convert, it is 5 over 100, which you would see in a bit. Then this side is what? Thousandth. 7 out of 1,000 part. So 7 over what? 1,000. You see, and it goes on and on and on. So if there was another, from 1,000, where do we go to? So from the 1,000, you'd go to the tens of thousand. You see, so we exhaust the 1,000. Then we come to the 100th of 1,000. You get it? Before we go to the million. That is how it is. Now, this here, as I have explained, is the place value system of decimals. Decimals are used in real life examples. You see, even in money, measurement, weight, and so many things. You see, we use decimals day by day, and it is important you understand how to operate with them. So in money, let me say if you have $5.75 or 5.75 cedis, you see, it means you have 5 cedis and then 75 pesos. So in measurement, if your pencil is, let's say, 5.2 centimeters long, then at least you know its measurement. And if your weight, if the weight of, let me say, rice is 1.5 kg, you get it. So all these are ways in which we use decimals. Now, in view of all that we have done, I would like us to answer these questions just to test our understanding. So the first one here says you have to write the decimal fraction for the following. We have 7 over 10. If you remember the definition of the decimal we gave, we had to apply some of these over here. So if you have 7 over 10, all you need to do if you want to convert it into fraction, you first of all write just your 7 over there. You get it? And for every number, even if it's a whole number, there is always a decimal point attached to it after the whole number. You see, so this is it over here. After putting this decimal point here, you just count the number of zeros you have as the denominator and move it towards the left. You get it? So I have 1 0, so I'm going to move it this way, and my decimal comes to be in front of the 7. You see, now there is no whole number here now, so I'll just put 0 over there so that it becomes a 0.7. You get it now? Yes. So this is how we can do those conversions. Let's try 25 over 10 over 100. So you first of all write your 25 down, you see, and you put the decimal point in front of it. After putting your decimal point in front of it, then you are now coming to move it the number of zeros you have over here. You see, so with this now, we have what? 2 zeros. We have 2 zeros. We are going to move it 1, 2. You see, and with that now, your answer is going to be there's going to be a 0 in front. Why? Because your decimal has now come to be in front over here. So your answer is going to be 0.25. If you do understand, you can pause and then try this third one on your own. Okay, so if you're able to try, let's do it together so you check your answer. So first, we write the numerator. So 300, which is 300. Now, if you look at the denominator, how many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3. You see, it's 1,000. Hence, we come and then move our decimal point. So initially, it is in front of the 300. So we move it how many times? 3 times. So that becomes 1, 2, 3. The decimal point has now come to be in front of the 3. And then we just put a 0 here. Hence, our number or our decimal is going to be what? A 0 point, this point here, 300. This now is our decimal. So this is how we write decimal fractions, just from the following. Now this second question says we have to identify the place value of the underlying digits. Now if you remember the place value system we just did, we said what we have: the whole number followed by the decimal, then you have your tenth with an S, then there's what? The hundredth, then the thousand. You get it? So the normal place value system, but then there is no ones. We don't have ones. It always starts from what? Tenth. And take note of your th. So we come here, and for the 3, this 3 here, its place value is going to be what? The tenth. You see, for the second one over here too, we know the first digit is the tenth. Then we go to the next digit, which is the hundredth. Hence, our underlined digit is, its place value is the 100. So for this last one here, we want the place value of this 9 over here. You see, so we have the 2 being in the tenth, then the 5 being in the hundredth. Now 9 is then going to be in a thousand. So it is the thousands. Now with that said, I would leave you with this exercise here. You can try on your own just to test your understanding. It's just all that we've done so far. You have to write the following fractions as decimals. You see them there. Then in this number, that is 9.478. What digit is in the 10th place, in the 100th place, in the 1000th place? Just write them out. And then finally, just give 3 examples of how decimals are used in daily life. I do hope this video was helpful. If there's any issue of concern, you can always let me know in the comment section. This is Hub Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. If this is your first time and you would want to receive notifications, you can always choose to subscribe so that anytime I release another video, you'll be notified as well. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed. Bye.